It's somewhere in there. There it is. There's some indication, some roots, but probably have some time still. I'm saving this because it's going to get cut off here. This is the new leader, and then I purposely made it go way up there so that this girth sort of catches up with that. And I think it's doing well, so I'm going to cut it back somewhere down here so that I could turn it. Maybe it's even better here. And then this one is the new leader for the bottom piece, so I'm going to keep that long. But in terms of cutting off here, I think it's a little premature, although I do see indication that roots are coming. It'll be better after we get through the month of August. And less stress. So I'll go ahead and wait. But it does look like it's beginning to. So next, this is going to be grown so that it gets about half the thickness of this, and then most likely be cut to here, and then by then this will have gotten thicker and it'll turn. So that's how I'm going to create the movement, same as down here. This will be let grow, and then I'm going to probably turn it, and when it gets cut off, this will probably come up this line right here. Now that the weather has started to cool down, and this had time to recover from that harsh pruning, I think it's time to go ahead and cut this root. Having the right tool at the right time is so important. I got a pretty good cut there. I didn't damage anything here, so it looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, see what it looks like, and then put this in a pot. That rough cut, I'm very close to where I want to be. I just got to get in there and clean it up a little bit, and I have a third piece from this one project. See how we did. This is kind of the exciting and scary part. And as I open this up, oh yes, plenty of roots. Not going to be a problem getting this to grow. What I'm going to do is, there's roots here, but it's somewhat limited. So the more I thin out on the top, the better chance of success. So I'll go ahead and thin this out, and then maybe scratch the root just a little. I don't want to disturb it too much. And then put it into a container and let it. So if you look, see all the roots that's in there? This is a really good take. So now I'm gonna put it in here for the next year or so. But now I'm starting to think in terms of the alignment of the main trunk. Should I go like so? Like so? I might even want to recut it here. But what's going to happen is this piece is going to get cut at a slant. I was thinking of doing it now, but I'm afraid that I might disturb the root too much and damage it. So I'm just going to let this thing recover and deal with this probably next year. But I should start to think in terms of what is my best placement. I think I'll go, at least for now, we'll go with this. And then it could also change. This piece here is very valuable in that it's going to keep fattening the lower part because of the amount of food being produced by the foliage. So I'll most likely let this think in terms of this callousing and healing back, and think in terms of what you want it to look like. And a few more things around here. Now, if you don't have something like this, you could also take your concave cutters and then do this slowly. Now you can't take big bites with these because it's a small tool, but you could almost do the work. But it's best to get the right tools for the right job. All the branches that were here, we don't want bulging. Eventually, we're going to probably let this one shoot way up so that we could get this girth closer to that. So that when it's about this thick right here, then it's ready. I also think that this will eventually be like that. But that's okay, that's for the future. I'm just going to kind of let this grow very vigorously. I may just do this 6-footer again. This side will be kept contained because it's more or less what we want. And then the only thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and seal this big wound, and this will be done. I'll end this about now because technically, as we said before, bonsai has no finish. This was trimmed about 2-3 weeks ago, and it has grown again. So every time that I trim and every year that I have it, it will improve. But I think as a learning experience, you can see that I took the top, it came out great. I took the middle, which was not even planned. I thought I was going to make 2, but I ended up with 3 very good material. Well, 1 finished one and then 2 great materials for the future. So I'll say goodbye for this project, and then we'll work on others. But in the future, most likely, if these don't get sold, you'll see as I go walking around the nursery with my camera, and you go, wow, I remember that one. So this is a rough bark Chinese elm air layering twice off of 1 tree. It's been just about 4 years. And I would like to more or less conclude this chapter. Now, we've talked about it before many times. Bonsai is never done. Now, these are in fairly different stages. This one comes closest to the so-called finish. This one has a bit more work. This one is got a lot more work. Let's take a final close look. I was trying to decide which was the best front. That side could actually be the front. But I'm slightly inclined to make that the front. But let's take a look at this tree. I was having some problem in identifying the front. This could be the front, but there is a fairly good wound, although it is beginning to heal. So in time, that could really be the front. Generally, we try to avoid using the wound in the front, but I think within a few years, the whole wound will be gone. It'll have healed over. So this is the apex that started this whole project, and it looks pretty good. Is it complete? No. It get removed. This one here, but to thicken this area, I need to keep it. And in the future, if it still look okay, then I'll keep it. But so let us take a close look. It's not looking too bad for a material. This is definitely not finished. It'll probably be a few years before it'll go into the mica pot or the semi-finished state, and actually quite a few more years until we get into actual finished ceramic pot. But it does have a good start, a nice, very strong base. We need to work on this transition in here, but there's plenty of branches to make live demonstration on stage. You could never see this long process. And that's what I've always wanted to do, was to find a medium that can show you this process. I have considered books in the past, but very difficult to do a book and actually show you. Picture may be worth 1,000 words, but I think this few minutes that you see the process is much more valuable. I hope you enjoy this chapter and that you'll stay tuned for other chapters that are equally, hopefully interesting and condensed in terms of time. So this is Hiro Matsuda again. I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you